Well, we get August 7th, 2009 this time, and perhaps one of the shows of '09. Not a whole lot of shows in '09 that I've gone back and listened to many times over the years, but this is one of them. And look, you look at this opening trio of songs. Some nights, you might be like, yeah, that might have been the best part of the whole show, those opening three songs. But tonight it was just the thing to get us going. The Down with Disease there, as you can see, look, Down with Disease opener. Sometimes that'd be a big deal. This time they pretty much just played Down with Disease, getting everybody excited. Following that up with Ocelot. They hadn't quite nailed the Ocelot slow build peak there yet. It was kind of a baby at this time. And then Pebbles and Marbles, yeah, you would hope for a little bit more of a jam, a little bit of a slowdown here, taking it easy and taking their time in Pebbles. Not the case necessarily, but all right. Like I said, that opening trio right there is strong. And then Possum, if they had lost anybody somehow, some way in Pebbles and Marbles, they were losing no energy. And Possum, early in the show, I'll take a Possum. Early in the first set, probably where I like it. Calming a bit down here now for Sleep. Destiny Unbound, one of my favorite Mike Gordon songs. They get Mike involved here, keeping him involved through the Stash, Sally, and Cavern as well. And then what was indeed the real highlight of the first set. This up here was nice. Destiny Unbound, just getting us going for this takeoff and Stash. Page takes a turn in Stash, kind of turns it into it. Stash is always going to be a little dark and chaotic. Page made sure that was the case here tonight. Then Sneakin Sally, a first set jam. We didn't get a ton of jamming overall in '09. We definitely didn't get a whole lot of first set. Sneakin Sally brings it there, after, maybe the 8, 9, 10 minute mark, it started to back off, maybe drifting like they were going to go into something in the set, which they later did with Cavern, but no, just slowing it down to then launch back up to a nice little ending with Sneakin Sally into Cavern into the set there, just in case they had lost any chompers there with the first set jam. Get a strong Cavern to end it. Really, just this whole part after the little check mark there and for a break and Sleep, all of this. Getting it done. Over here in the Moma dance, I know a lot of people constantly calling for a second set Moma dance. Getting it there tonight. Following that up with Light. A little early for Light in the second set, perhaps. But then, and it just comes out full aggressive, just rocking it hard all the way through Light. And then takes a little bit of a turn. Starts to slow down. Again, Page kind of controlling this one. Gets into some kind of like... sound like something that would be played in Mexico, that kind of jam. Just kind of an island sound, a little beach music there, kind of a beach music jam and Light. That takes us into Taste, and then Taste had this rad jam leading up to a little bit, maybe if I was going to call out any flubs, which I hate to do. People seem to love the flubs, though. I don't know what it is. A little bit of a knock up there toward the end of Taste. Then we get into Fluffhead. This is sometimes where these second sets can turn, especially with a tiny bit of a roughness there at the end of Taste. They could have just been like, shit, we've already given them their money's worth. Look at all this they got. Look at this, what they got. All right, that's it. We're calling it a night. We're checking some zeros, some Juliuses. Not the case. Fluffhead right here, middle of the second set. And then Joy, kind of like Sleep over here, just to take a little break. They hadn't had a time to rest here. You hadn't had a time to rest. Joy gives you that. And they were not done. Crowd must have been just really fueling them, because after the Joy, it was only just a temporary break, and ended with Jen and Hood. And then the Jen, wasn't like a, end of the second set type of Jen. They kind of, Page may be the MVP of the night, because of course he started the song strong. And as it goes on, he just kind of fueled the jam, as well as Trey. Trey played this record. The thing that Trey still plays to this day that I still don't know what it is. It's kind of recognizable. It's not like a direct tease. I had a friend who was sitting side by side with me listening, and I'm like, yeah, that right there, that part right there. He said he thought it was something from Miles Davis. I'm not very familiar with Miles Davis, or not in that way anyhow, not to where I would recognize a little bit of a part from one song. So we get that in Jen. And I think Sneakin Sally, actually, now that I think about it. So whatever that is, Trey loves it. And he's been playing it for a decade plus, and probably before over 9. And then Slave, ended the first night at the Gorge with the Slave Encore. One of my faves, but then much more preferred in the second night. But we'll take it right here, ending night 1. Not to skip over the Hood. The Hood did, unlike the, we had the Down with Disease, the Pebbles and Marble songs that didn't necessarily take their time and kind of throw it on cruise control into the jam. The Hood, they did. They threw it on right before you get to that last final big explosion in Hood. They did not race to that part. Same thing with the Gin. No racing through the Gin, even though it was late in the second set. giving Paige a little more time to show off. Like I said, Mike kind of took off over here in this Destiny, kept it going. And one of the songs, either the Stash or it may have been the Stash. When Paige went dark, Mike went with him. He was like, I'll go that way. I'll take that route, no doubt. So there it was, night one. Down. Not a thumbs down. I mean, like, in the books. Over. Complete. Boom. Might have the next night coming up. So, if you like to listen and you like to play along and get a little refresher on the show that might be getting recapped, August 8th, 2009, The Gorge. Boom. Perhaps coming soon.